You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on how gaming developers don't care about their games, yet they will brag about how they've put all this time and effort into the games just for the games to come out. And I saw a video and I was like, that's honestly a perfect way of putting it, but they literally release like 40% of the game and then the other 60% is added through DLCs and crap. And I'm like, fam, whatever happened to where like you could just buy a game and everything that you needed in the game was right then and there? Yeah, if they come out with DLCs, that's one thing, but it doesn't even seem like that DLCs. I feel like, here's what I feel like. I feel like that games that do come out with DLCs, it's honestly a scam. Like there's some where like it's like some skins and stuff, and I'm like, I guess like if a person is into changing the colors of their weapons and the skin covers and all that stuff, all right, yeah, cool. I'm not tripping about that. But there's games out there like The Division. No, not The Division, Destiny 2, my fault. But no, like they'll say that the game is free, knowing that that game ain't free, but then they'll come out with a DLC that adds on to whatever is going. It's pretty much an update. They have you paying for an update. It ain't even like, cause with most games, bruh, when you want people to play your game, you want to add missions in the game that's going to cause people to play it. But having it where they have to spend $60-something or however much money on a DLC where it only contains like, 5 missions? But the selling point of that DLC is that you get a season pass. Why is it that every developer out there, maybe not every, but there's a lot of developers out there where they think that they can buy us off with season passes, not realizing we're the ones that's doing the buying. How are you going to buy us off with some stuff, but you guys literally don't do nothing? And then we're the ones that's like, it's crazy to think like, bruh, I'm really out here taking care of video games like they are a child in elementary. Man, what's up with that? What's up with like just these season passes, freaking shady DLC, shady companies? Like I'm confused because when did gaming fall off? Like I have all these questions that's just running through my mind. I have all these things that's running through my mind right now, and I'm trying to figure out, when did gaming fall off? What game caused all of these games to just fall off? And I feel like it has a lot to do with the commercial successful games. Like the Fortnites, the Apexes, the Call of Duty Warzones. What are some other successful games out there? But like those games, I feel like those games are the reason why that game developers, they put little to no effort in their video games. Like, honestly, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I feel like people will hear this and they'll try to flip it on me, and they're all like, well, you put no effort into your YouTube videos and everything else that you do. Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm the one that's putting the money up to make sure I have the products to record the videos. Not one single person had to pay for any of the stuff that I wanted to get into. So it would be different. So let's say, for an example, if I was a game developer, and let's say I have the same mentality and the mindset on how I do my videos, I feel like people would like the games that I put out. That's just how I personally would feel, because here's the thing. If I'm putting out a video game, I'm making sure of it, that it's a good game. So when I put out a YouTube video, I make sure that the camera is working. I make sure that the microphone is working. I make sure the video that I react to, it's a, if it's a reaction video, then okay, but I'm trying to think of any other things. I just make sure that I have my ish together. I ain't gonna cuss because, kids could be listening, but I just make sure that I have my ish together before I go out and decide to do something. That's like if pretty much they're expecting you, like, okay, you gotta go outside with your just in your boxers, but you gotta find all the clothes on all these different hidden streets and stuff. That I feel like that's another perfect way of putting how video games operate today. Like, you have to, so you go outside, no shoes, no socks, no shirts, no hats, no mask, nothing. You gotta buy all those different things as you go out. And you can't just have all that stuff. Because my thing is, like, I'm making sure of it that I have my shoes, my socks, my pants, my shirts, hoodie, jacket, hat, mask, glasses. I'm making sure I have all of that stuff before I go out and do anything. Keys, wallet, phone, what are some headphones? I'm making sure I have it all together. But it just seems like that a lot of these developers, it's like they don't know what they're doing. So they come out with these games. They make it seem like it's going to be the greatest games of all time, and it's not. What upsets me is, like, that there's games out there that are actually good, and they get looked over because, oh, Call of Duty, they want their commercial time. What are some Apex Legends? They want their commercial time. Fortnite wants its commercial time. All these higher ups, they all want their commercial time. And what I'm trying to figure out, what's so fun about these games? Like, I get if this is like, if you don't really play a whole lot of different games and then those are the only, okay, play what you want to play and stuff. But what am I looking at? I'm like looking at a shadow on my wall and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what is that? Is it the headphones? No, it's not the headphones. Okay, this is my hand. I'm like looking at something on the wall, and it is it the, no, that's not. What is this? I don't know what this is, like, that's on my wall. It's like it's there, but it's not there. That's weird. I don't like that. I don't like how it looks. It just looks weird. Is it these? I feel like it's the, hold on for a second. Nope, that's not it. What is this that I'm looking at on my wall, bro? It does not look right. I don't like it. It looks weird. It's not, okay, I like how I'm just, nope, that's not it. Bro, this is crazy. I have no idea what it is that I'm looking at. And it's like right here in my computer region, and I can't figure it out. I should take like a picture of it and show you guys. Cause I'm like, I don't know what this is. It's like, it's not, it makes it look like it's my table, but it's like, it's not my table. I'm literally covering whatever it is. That's not it. That's weird. I figured it out. It was my shoes. I was like, the way my shoes was, you know what? I'm gonna switch these shoes around, because I'm like, the way it's like reflecting off of my wall, it looked weird, and I was like, nah, I don't like how that looked. I'm all like, I'm a man of the Lord. I can't have stuff like that in my house. Nah, man. I'm like, it was not looking right. But anyways, but no, overall, getting back to what I was talking about and stuff, but. No, I just don't really like how games are today, because at one point in time, bro, when you think back on games like back in any period before the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 period, it seemed like that we thought that games were going to get better because there is new technology coming out. You had it where like this Xbox One was like, it was amazing. It was a lot better than the Xbox 360, right? Like games look better, all that stuff. Like it was like, wow, this is going to be crazy. Same with PlayStation 4. And then, games, they started releasing, and it's like, that's not good, bro. Like, I have yet to see some games in this day and age reach a 5-star or even a overwhelmingly positive on Steam, depending on which you play on PC or console. But I have yet to see any of those games get good ratings. And it's like, fam, you guys are I just want to see, for an example, how much is Activision worth? Because Call of Duty being one of them, $62.16 billion. Like, You mean to tell me you guys are worth that much? And let's see, Ubisoft, Electronic Arts. I don't know why I can't say Electronic Arts. EA Games, for those that didn't know what the EA stood for. Take-Two Interactive. I think Grand Theft Auto is owned by them, or they do something and things. They don't show. Okay, so that's financials. They don't really show, like, it shows cost of revenue. Oh, so these guys cost of revenue. I wonder if that's like for the year or March 22. What's this? March 20. So it shows, no, that's not. I don't think that's accurate. Wait, revenue 2.1 billion euros. What is that? I wonder what is how much is that into US to dollars. So 2.2 billion dollars and things. That's how much they're making, out here and stuff. So that's I think that was, what is it, Ubisoft? All right, so that's Ubisoft. Let's see, Electronic Arts revenue. That was last year. So this is just like revenue for last year and things. So pretty much like $7 billion for EA. And for Take-Two Interactive, they I really don't be hearing too much about them, but theirs was $1.4 billion. So it's like a lot of these companies out here you guys are in the billions, and you mean to tell me that you can't come out with a decent $60 video game, but you guys are worth that much? Here it is that there's people out there. Let's just see the one person that worked on Power Wash Simulator. I would like to know what their net worth is, because if their net worth, developer, Future Lab, publishers, Square Enix, Naughty App Studios. Well, I'm gonna look at the developers, because I feel like that whoever they are, they most likely, they know what they talking about. Salary? No, not salary. Net worth. I guess I don't know. Future Lab Limited Company check. I don't know if this is an accurate website or not. I wonder if this is. So it looked like theirs is like, oh, nah. Why is this thing not opening up? Open up, bruh. Dang, I'm trying to do a podcast episode and it wouldn't take forever to open up. It shouldn't take that long to open up. All right, it's being stupid. I don't know. Is something going on with my internet? No, okay, so that's just Google just being stupid and things. But anyways, it looked like their net worth wasn't all that high and stuff. Not compared to like 2K. Let's just see 2K's net worth, because 2K games net worth. The company also owns 50% of professional esport organization, NBA 2K League, Take-Two Interactive. Oh, so they're still all within that company and stuff. Total equity is $3.8 billion. Total assets is $6.5 billion, and net income, I would imagine like a year is $418 million, and that's like when they release the games and stuff. So you mean to tell me your guy? So that's how much them 2K games are making, a year. Like, or let's just look it up just to play. How much does 2K make a year? Game revenue was So they make more, all right? So they make a lot more. Game revenue was $1.2 billion in quarter 2 2023, up from $833 million in Q2 2022. Ad revenue hits $175 million compared to $25.5 million last year. Full year revenue, previously projected at $5.8 billion, is now estimated to range between $5.4 billion and $5.5 billion. So you're making that much money a year, and you mean to tell me that you guys can't come out with a working $60 video game? That's what confuses me, is that, back then, you could not make a bad video game. You just couldn't. It wasn't possible. I'd never seen a bad video game. I had never seen a game that was not working. It couldn't start up. It would crash. This would happen. That would happen. This would happen. You would never ever in life see that. You wouldn't. Not definitely not back in the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Sega. What are some? You definitely wouldn't see it then. You definitely wouldn't see it with no PlayStation 1s, PlayStation 2s, Xbox, GameCubes. What else? You definitely didn't see it in no Xbox 360, PlayStation 3s. You never seen that. And then just out of nowhere, you just seen where once when them Xbox Ones, PlayStation 4s, PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X and S, you seen that PC, you see where all these games get released and they're broken. Why? Why is it that the developers, it's like literally your job is to just work on a video game? I'm not trying to sound like a Karen, but at the same time, it's like you leave a person no choice. You leave a person no choice but to go off on you guys, because it's like, fam, how is it that you guys are, the thing is this, all right? There are developers out there that literally work on games by themselves, and they will become some of the most successful people in this world, right? You have it where even people that know jack about video games, they still go out and create. Because I would love to do that one day. I would love to go and sit down and make a video game. And I actually do want to do that at some point in time. Whether it's through Unreal Engine 5 or there's this one program I saw called Game Guru. But I'm like, I definitely want to work on a video game at some point in time. And I want to show people it's like literally anybody from the most dumbest person all the way up. But it seems like that these guys are dumb on purpose. You know, it's like, how do you guys mess up that much with a video game? It confuses me, man. It really does. But hopefully at some point in time, and it seems like that now, there's some companies that's really under fire for that crap, because it's like, you guys shouldn't be messing up on video games that much. And then at some point in time, it's like, they have no choice but to make a good game. So it's like, that's what energy a lot of these guys need to be on. But if not, I can see it where, there's going to be a lot of people out there losing their companies, jobs, all that. Games going to be shutting down. People think I'm he's just, I feel like when they hear things like this, they look at me as that same guy with, outside of a building holding up a sign talking about, oh, Y2K is happening. It's, like one of them crazy homeless people. But I honestly, genuinely believe that there is going to be multiple games in a year, okay, that comes out, and it's going to be just horrible. It is going to be a horrible year for gaming, right? And there's going to be a lot of the developers that spent so much time and effort making great games where they're most likely going to just be like, you know what, we're just going to take a break because, it's just we got too much going on and we're trying to work on these games. And it's hard, so I feel like that's going to happen where the good developers, they might end up taking a break or disappearing because they might not be making as much money anymore. So you have that. And then you also have it where, then it's like, they're going to have the bigger ups where they're not making good games. And so it's just going to be a horrible year for gaming. I guarantee and I promise you, a lot of gamers, it's either going to be some video games that get brought back up, because we're just going to play some old games and stuff. Either that or a lot of people in this world are going to be upset, and these developers ain't going to have no choice but to answer for that stuff, because a lot of them like to stay quiet. A lot of them don't like to really talk on it, but it's like, no, it's going to be to a point where you guys have no choice but to talk on that stuff. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 46 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Also, if you are purchasing any energy drinks or sleep drinks from Poggers, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock 10% off your next purchase. What did I say for SeatGeek? Did I say 10% or $20 off? If I said 10%, I meant to say $20 off for SeatGeek. I feel like I said, bruh, $20 off. All right. I don't know why. I'm like, bro, I be talking so fast and I don't really be listening to what I'm saying and stuff. So anyways, $20 off for SeatGeek, 10% off of Poggers, and then also 10% off for Fatal Grips in case you want to purchase any controller skins or analog stick grips and stuff. So yeah, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.